really good out there tonight. What's that coming from with him? What have you noticed about him?
Well, last year he really had the opportunity to redshirt, so he was playing with us all last year. So he kind of picked up on the culture. We had Kobe, who was a redshirt last year. So him coming into the game after he made that first dunk against South Dakota State, he kind of got his game jitters out, and he's been playing how he plays in practice. He's a really good guy, really good player.
Um, what is necessary for you guys to clean this all up? Because Coach said directly that you guys just weren't very good tonight.
Yeah, we didn't play very good. We have to. I think it goes as every team, just kind of figuring out the mystery and trying to clean up mistakes and building our chemistry. And it's a part of the process of the season. The first few games, you're going to be a little iffy, and then we'll clean it up.
And how much beach time do you have planned?
Beach time? Listen, it's a business trip. There's no vacation. That's what I'm going there for.
Fair enough. I'll see you later this week.
Okay, thank you.
Obviously, Lynn Paul and I were talking after the game. It's great to, win's a win, but at the same time, I thought it was really kind of an ugly game. I thought, and I mean that in a good way, it was kind of a grinder. You see those every once in a while. Give Kevin a lot of credit. I told him after the game I thought his team takes on his personality. I've known him for a long time. He's done a great job. They really compete, get after you. I saw that in their VCU film the other night, which was also a tight game until late in the game. So, give them a lot of credit for making it that way. I didn't think we played particularly well. Obviously we shot free throws poorly. We shot twos poorly. We shot threes poorly. I guess the one bright spot is we took care of the ball pretty well. I thought we did a nice job of drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line. We just didn't cash in. So I thought we had a great run there at the end of the first half. Thought that was the best we played those last 5 minutes of the first half, and then kind of mucked our way through the second half. And it was good to see our guys show some poise when Morgan State took the 2-point lead. Great to see Hank bang a couple big threes there. Thought we got great minutes out of Nate Johnson today as well. And then I thought Freeman was really good on the interior.
George, fire away.
What was it about their press? I mean, that's what got them in there, got them back in the game after halftime, the press. What did that do to you, do for your players?
Well, I mean, I thought we had 11 turns. I would have taken that before the night started. Obviously, we had 7 of them in the second half. We had 4 in the first half. It's what they do. They forced, believe it or not, and this is a crazy number, they forced 103 turnovers in their first 3 games. Now, that's absurd. 72 in their first 3 games. So that's 24 a night. Xavier turned it 25 times. VCU turned it 21 times. They were first in the country last year in non-steal percentage turnovers and top 10 in forcing turnovers. So if you'd have told me we were going to finish with 11 after I watched VCU get 21 turns and Xavier get 25 turns, I'd have been thrilled. We were a little better taking care of it, though, George, in the first half than the second. And I do agree with you. I think their press to start the second half was where the bulk of those 7 turnovers came, and that's what got them back in the game, coming back from a 12-point halftime deficit that they had. We were up 12 at the half. So I thought that made it game on. I just thought we were a little casual with the ball, a little sloppy, weren't real sharp to start the second half.
How much do you learn this early in the season? How much do you learn from a situation like that?
We learn a lot, obviously. We haven't played very well, really, yet at all. I don't think we've played nearly up to our potential, and that's pretty exciting because we're sitting at 2-1. I didn't think we played very well the last 15 minutes on Friday night in Philadelphia. Tonight, I thought 50% of the time we played well, 50% of the time we didn't. It's kind of like feast or famine. We got a long way to go. I thought the bright spots tonight were Nate Johnson as a freshman, really impacted winning tonight. I thought Tavari Johnson and Amani Lyle's stints in the first half were very productive. That was kind of the next step for them as we're looking for them to take even more steps as they practice and learn and move forward to deepen our rotation and have them earn more minutes. I thought those 3 things were good. Thought that Freeman's double-double was obviously huge. But, we didn't shoot it great. Foul line, twos, threes at all. Didn't have a great start to the second half. Didn't have a great start to the first half, for that matter. So we've got a lot of things to work on, a lot of things to improve upon before we can characterize ourselves as a good basketball team. You know, right now we're not very good. I think we have a chance to be, though.
You mentioned shooting. One thing I can't help but notice, you came into the game shooting 29% from the three-point line, which it's uncharacteristic of your teams.
For sure.
At what point does that concern you?
Well, I mean, obviously we want to make more of them. I think I got a couple guys that's their MO, and they have not been making them at the efficient level that I believe that they will. You know, Sammy goes 0 for 3 tonight. He's a really good shooter. And Hank was 0 for 7 until he banged those last two. You know, so those guys are really good shooters throughout their careers. They've already proven that they are, and they just haven't done it yet. It hasn't translated yet, but I believe that it will. I think that's a big part of it. You know, obviously Castaneda had been shooting the ball well until tonight. I thought his shot selection, obviously they had 10 blocks tonight. They blocked his shot 5 times. Now, one of them was when the shot clock wound down, and he had to shoot it. So I don't blame him for that one. That was at the end of the game. But I thought 3 or 4 times he didn't read the road conditions right. And, you know, we don't want to shoot block shots. So we weren't overly sharp tonight. We weren't. We've got to be a lot better. I think we can be, but we got a lot of work to do.
What was the difference for Hankerson on those last 2 shots? I'm assuming he's one of those guys you're counting on.
Yeah, he made them. I mean, he's made some in practice. He's trying to fight his way through it a little bit. He's a great kid. He really competes on the defensive end. And I think you look at his body of work throughout his career, you know, I think it's just a matter of time. You know, getting totally comfortable out there and seeing a couple go in. I thought the last 2 were big ones for our team and big ones for him.
At least tonight, and you'll have to forgive me for dancing around my questions because I know we're in a small sample size here.
Right.
But Nate Johnson looks like he's been playing on this team he looks like he's an upperclassman with your guys. It looks like there's a certain comfort level.
Yeah, obviously he's been here, right? He was here last year. He redshirted it. Mainly, initially, the reason for that was he got injured and missed our entire preseason and kind of set him back, especially as a first-year player. I think it's going to really work out in his benefit and ours that he did that. I think it gave him a year to learn, get acclimated. I think Nate's future is very bright. I think he can play both ends of the floor. I think he's a two-way player, and learning to compete on a consistent basis and learning how to impact and do the things that, you know, that are required to win games, make winning plays. He's making more and more of those on a daily basis. I think Nate's going to be a very good player.
What do you have to do, or what can you take from this game to build on it? Is this just we rebounded from Mississippi State, let's just go, or is there something else there?
No, we'll look at it based on how we want to play and our standards. Whether we win or lose, we're evaluating it based on our standards. We're very consistent with that. We know what we want to do. We know what we're trying to do. Like, for example, on stops, did we run? That's what we're supposed to do. If we didn't run, then we need to get better at that. You know, we feed the post. We need more movement. Did we do that or did we not do that? Did we cut hard? You know, and so the way we do it, George, is it doesn't matter if we're playing Mississippi State or Morgan State. If we run a play, we want to run it to the best of our ability, regardless of who we're playing against. It's about us. It's about Akron. And are we doing our job to the best of our ability to help our team win? You know, and so play good basketball, obviously, right? Because if you play good basketball, it increases your chances of winning. So to me, it's more about us and our standards of how we need to do things, how we want to do things, what we're about. We obviously prepare for opponents and give our guys an idea, and I think our assistant coaches do a tremendous job. I've got a great staff. But at the end of the day, I'm much more concerned about, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? Because I believe in our system. I believe in our players. And if we do what we're supposed to do, then more often than not, we'll get a favorable outcome.
All right, sir. When do you leave for the Caymans?
We leave on Saturday. You going? Why are you laughing? Akron Beacon Journal's not picking that up, huh? No ABJ to the Caymans.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, so Reek's in here waiting to go on next, so me and Reek will take pictures for you. We'll make sure we got them when we get back for you, George.